All right, Shalom. Before I get started on this lesson, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Yakakwadash, the honors and to the apostles, elders of great millstone who taught me this truth and rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopefully elect, as well as those that believe in the gospel. Your sincere brothers, you live my sisters and daughter to the end, Lord willing. All right. And I'm going to just let this play first.
A Wisconsin tech company, the first in the U.S. to offer microchip implants for its employees, the first company to do that. The rice-sized chips seen here are implanted in the hand underneath the skin between the thumb and forefinger. It lets workers swipe and buy food, open security doors, log into computers without using cards or passwords. Joining me now, Three Square Markets CEO. He is Todd Westby. Good to see you, Todd.
Yes, hi, good to be with you. Thanks for having me on.
It's so interesting you're doing this. Why did you decide to do this?
Well, I'm glad you find a lot of interest in it, just as everybody else has. Why did we decide to do it? Because quite honestly, it's literally the next step after the self-driving automobile. A lot of people have talked about it, but nobody's actually done it, and we felt it was the right time to go ahead with this new technology.
How many workers have signed up for it?
A little over 50. We have 80 at our office and 160 total.
Is it dangerous to the human body? I think scientists have warned about electrical waves from it.
Yeah, there's really no electrical waves that are transmitted from it. It is FDA approved, and it was approved in 2004, so it sort of tells you how old but yet new the technology is.
What can your workers do with this chip?
We plan on logging into our building through our card access, using our micro markets for payment types. We'll be logging into our computers, so any passwords needed to log into a computer from now on will all be gone. And we also plan on using it to, in the near future, start our vehicles with it and put the information on it regarding medical stuff.
What information is now on the chip?
Just a serial number.
But what could be put on the chip?
It has 956 kilobytes of available memory on it. You could put anything from your prescriptions that you're taking, your testament to a living will, any medical information, business cards, pretty much anything that you'd like, and it is all 100% encrypted.
Quickly, can workers be tracked via this chip?
That's a myth. No, they cannot. There is zero tracking capabilities with this.
Yeah, man. So if you can, if you saw the movie, the Belco experiment, you pretty much understand how they want this thing to work, but this guy here, he even said, that this technology came out in 2004, all right? And so by the technology, the legislation and everything, so I say these devils, they do things, all right, years in advance, all right? They plan things years in advance. So when they actually go with their move, all right, let me get that. These are Revelations 12:12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and unto the sea, because for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. All right. And before I get into a little bit more of the article, I was saying, when they get ready to roll, all right, and fully implement this MOTB, all right, this Karagma, you'll see that they have already installed all of the different pieces of paper, all right, those unrighteous decrees, all right. They've already had all of these things put into play, man. So that's a aspect that you have to get and understand, that it's not unconstitutional. No, they gonna deem themselves as all gonna be constitutional because they already put in the legislation. All right, and that was damn near 20 years ago, man. All right. So when they roll, they all gonna have different documentation. All right, and different what's the word for it? Salakia? I can't. The word escaped me right now, but most of the legislation, all right, they're pretty much going to justify themselves coming down with the Great Rap, all right? Because if you rebel against it, all right, you'll be labeled a terrorist because of this documentation, such and such, But let me get into the article a little bit. It says Alabama Democrats want to ban employers from forcing workers to get microchipped, all right? It says Alabama Democrats want to make it illegal for public and private employees in the state to force their employees to get microchipped. All right. And so why all of a sudden, okay, with these Democrats, which is I would call them most likely Republican Party. All right. Yeah, I would call them, mostly the Republican Party. All right, which I believe Alabama is a red state. Why would they want to do this? If this wasn't coming, all right, if this was something that we didn't have to worry about, why would they want to stop employers from forcing people to do it? This is train of thought. That's why this Spirit really have been coming out on it about the MOTB and what it really is, all right? Because the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, he really wants, to this thing to be drilled home, all right, to the elect, man, all right? For the last of the elect who still, hasn't been fully sealed or whatnot, this is, the Spirit has it to where, like, this is, the final, I don't know, the final warning, truly all the information coming out to let you know what they're getting ready to do and what it is, man. All right. This being a year of all the hopeful prophecies coming to pass, And so I believe the elder had put this in the group chat yesterday. I was like, man, I'm gonna do a video on that, So it says a little further down, it says the bill defines a microchip as a device subcutaneously implanted in an individual that is passively or actively capable of transmitting personal information to another device using radio frequency technology, all right? And that's what the RF stands for in the RFID chip, all right? Radio frequency identification, all right? So that's how they're going to identify you, through the radio frequency, all right? That's why when you go to certain places, all right, they have radio frequency this, all right, or RFID this, they even have that on some of the scanners, all right, and different things like that, because that's what it is. You heard the guy say it be holding, we won't need computer passwords, everything will be embedded, all right, in this little small grain, in this picture right here that this person is holding, all right. So everything will be embedded in that, all right, radio frequency. And they've already fixed, the jobs, the stores, the apartment buildings, and different things like that to, well, if you don't have this thing, you won't be able to be allowed in or be allowed out, all right? You won't be able to buy, you won't be able to sell, okay? Just like it says in Revelations 13, 15 and 16, man, all right? So you're going to be completely X'd out and cast out of this society, all right, if you don't have this thing, all right? Now, this is just talking about the one in the hand. Of course, they'll be having the one that Musk, all right, Elon Musk is working on, is the actual one that's going to go in your forehead, all right? and Lord will, I'll do a update on the actual Neuralink soon. Okay, so it says hand implanted microchip could change contactless payments. All right, which is the form of paying has already been changed. All right, where you can just go, all right, and double tap on your phone and just pay with your phone. All right, I did a video maybe 2 weeks ago on a pay with your palm technology. All right, so the contactless payments have already been pushed. All right, that is already in play. All right, it's already being used. That's not no longer in a test run. All right, it says we have to be careful as a society to take our time to consider the ethical and constitutional implications of technology. Individual liberty and freedom of movement should always remain sacrosanct. Your right to work should not result in your employer being able to trace your steps and place you under a constant state of 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week surveillance. All right. And that's, ultimately what this devil wants to do. He wants to shoot himself as the Most High. Let me get that. I think it's in Thessalonians. Bear with me. Yeah, 2 Thessalonians 2. It says, which you can go into verse 3, but I get the point in verse 4. It says, who oppose it? All right, man, he's talking about the ruler, all right, of this world, Esau, all right, the so-called white man. It says, who oppose it and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High, that is worship, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. All right. And that's what this devil ultimately wants to do, man. All right. He wants to have all of this this planning, all right, all of this NW0, all right, incorporated so that he can watch you, all right, and see what you eat, all right, see what you drunk, how many hours you went to work, where did you go? And in a sense, he's already doing the things like this now, all right, through the phone, okay? But he wants to have it so where he can see everything, all right? Or he can track everything, He's a mad scientist, man, all right? It says, in Sweden, all right, this has already been out for a few years, okay? I first started learning about the truth. That was one of the things, all right, that the brothers, told me, hey, man, you go look at what they're doing in Sweden, all right? And they've been doing it in Sweden, all right? Let me see. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, so, that in Sweden, man, they've been using it like it's regular out there. People say they like it, all right? But they have no idea, okay, whether you're an Israelite or not. Well, mainly you Israelites out there, all right? What happens, all right, when you take this MOTB, all right, this is what happens. It says, Revelations 14:9, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his hand or forehead, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstones in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. All right. So you're going to drink them nuclear missiles, man. All right. You're going to drink laser beams from the chariots, man. All right. You ultimately going to die a grievous death. All right. If you get down with this beast system. All right. If you receive the charagma. Okay. That's why I tell you that's why I had that 1 John. It says, beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of the Most High, because many false prophets are going out into the world, all right, saying that the MOTB is sin, all right, saying that it's an embargo, all right, saying that everything that is not, man, all right, beating around the bush and not saying what the actual mark is, all right, or actually saying that no one harps on the name of the number of the beast, all right. The actual MOTB, all right, is the RFID microchip, man, all right. That's actually what it is, you know, in which the number of his name was Elder Yashawamba. He just went to a video on that last week, all right, which goes into child side stigma, all right, which all has to go right back to receiving the mark, man, all right. But that's why it's all about the simplicity, okay, in Yahushua, man, all right. The spirit of prophecy is the spirit of Yahushua, man, all right. So if you are not preaching, all right, or telling or warning Israel that this is what it actually is, man, you are not in the spirit of Yahushua, man, all right. Now this is another article got from the brother Bakar Amath. You know, he kind of went into a little bit this morning, you know, and in this article it talks about so like I was saying Republicans earlier, but it's Democrats. It said right here in my face, so like it says Alabama Democrats want to ban employees from first forcing workers to get chipped. All right, and it says the EU Parliament mandatory chip implants for EU citizens published study. So why is the information is coming out, man, all right? The information is coming out, all right? Y'all, through the spirit and power, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, all right? The real men, all right, the real prophets have been warning you about this, all right? The real teachers, all right, have been warning you about this in starting with the elder apostles on down, man, of particularly Great Millstone, okay? Have been warning about this thing, man, going on 40 plus years, and have not wavered about it at all, okay? But through the spirit and power, how about Shem Yahushai, more and more information is coming out confirming, all right? Because for me personally, it was never a doubt on what it is, all right? But now the Lord is really putting the information out there for whoever who don't fully are not fully persuaded on what it is, all right? It says the EU wants to tag its citizens like cattle and can start May 2023, which is in 2 or 3 months, at the end of February. So yeah, roughly in between 2-3 months. All right. It says the EU has been studying mandatory chip implants since 2017 and has had an in-depth published study examining the technology and the barriers needed to overcome in order to chip their population. All right. Since 2017, so roughly 6 years. Okay. In the other article, you got the guy who said, this is the legislation has been passed on this in 2004. All right. So at this point, man, it shouldn't take nothing else, for you believers out there to actually be convinced and fully persuaded, man. All right. Sealed. It says, and here it has like a little chart. All right. With the, let me see. No, that's not the chart. Dang, what do I do with the picture for the chart? Yeah, so lucky. I thought I had like a little a chart with the actual the implant, saying with everything that it will hold on to it. It says It says legal issues. Although other legislation is relevant, the main legal challenges to the compulsory use of RFID chips in the workplace would seem to derive from data protection and human rights legislation. All right, that's why it's gonna be great rap, man, because people are, especially these Edomites out here, all right, who are in the know, they're not gonna be ready to get down with this, man. All right, people are gonna rebel against this. All right, that's why it's great wrath. All right, because it's gonna be forced on everybody. Okay, it's not gonna be it's not lawful, or we need to pass. No, it's gonna say, hey, you either do it or you get put to death, man. All right. It says, even when RFID chip use was truly voluntary, this legislation would still be relevant, especially in respect of data protection. In case of voluntary applications, it would be necessary to ensure that the use was genuinely, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, I'll just read this last little part. It says, these amendments will permit the suspension of Articles 1 and 3 of the Charter of Fundamental Rights of the EU, thereby overcoming the legal and ethical considerations that mandatory chipping of EU residents will otherwise have as barriers to this horrible, unethical, immoral network branding its citizens. No doubt the chip will work with the vaccine passport they intend to roll out. I posted this video on another Substack, but I am seriously hoping this gets shared to Europeans who are not yet my readers. All right, and that's pretty much it. I just wanted to bring out a little bit in here, but hey, man, you can see the writing on the wall. All right, you gotta put things into perspective, man. All right, you look at the supply chain. All right, with the food. All right. They're literally manipulating the society, all right, and weakening the people, all right, to where it's going to get to a point, all right, through famine, all right, and through the inflation, all right, people are literally not going to have enough money to feed themselves, all right. People are literally not going to have enough food, even when they do have money, food rationing, all right. And you put this thing into perspective, man. Why are they suddenly orchestrating, all of these meat factories? All right, now you had the egg factories burned up last week. They killing millions of chickens. All right, they're literally orchestrating a great famine. All right, to weaken the people into deceiving them to take this charagma. All right, because that's what this thing is all about at the end of the day, man. Accomplishing their new world order. All right. So you have to actually put things into perspective, all right? Put a spiritual lens on and just look at the state of the world, all right? It's all roads lead to the charagma, man. So, I believe I covered all the points, So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Kakwadash. And double honors once again to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the whole fleet elect out there. May you sincere endure to the end. All right. Till next time, I say shalom.